Kidd Kraddick in the morning.
Hey, this is Kellie Rasberry with your Showbiz Top 5 for Friday, January the 29th. Samantha Harris is leaving Dancing with the Stars. It's sort of like this thing, I just can't stand her on that show, but it's like the villainess on the soap opera. They finally get rid of her, and then you realize how much you love to hate her. So I'm a little bit disappointed, actually, at the news, but curious to who they'll replace her with. So she will not be back for the 10th season on March 22nd. She says she needs to devote more time to her other job, which is doing stuff for The Insider. Now, the Bachelorette Trista married Ryan Sutter on national TV, and 17 million people tuned in. Will that many tune in to see Jason Mesnick marry Molly Mullaney? I think it won't be quite 17 million, but I could be wrong. ABC thinks it's worth putting it on television for a 2-hour special, and it's going to happen Monday, March the 8th. And Jason, you remember, he picked Melissa Rycroft, then dumped her and went back to Molly. Ugh. And they're still together, so they're getting married finally, and you get to follow her as she's picking out her wedding dress and doing all the wedding preparations. They say that many of the former Bachelor and Bachelorette contestants are on the guest list, but I seriously doubt Melissa Rycroft will be there. Now, for the 3rd year in a row, someone from American Idol is going to be singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. We had Jennifer Hudson, who made her big comeback, after her family, her mother, her sister, and her mother and nephew were killed, and her brother, I believe it was. And then we had Georgia Sparks. Well, now Carrie Underwood will be singing the national anthem for Super Bowl 44. Queen Latifah is also going to perform. She's going to sing America the Beautiful. There's been a little bit of controversy about The Who performing at the halftime show. I'm not allowed to keep grabbing these old acts out of the woodwork, but that's what we have to deal with. But anyway, it was in 2003 that Pete Townsend was busted in this child pornography sting operation in the UK. Now, he says at the time the reason there was child pornography on his computer was that he was doing research on the subject because it's so atrocious, and he had to know what was out there so he could do a book or something on it. Anyway, he was not convicted, but he was put on the registered sex offender list. Now, that was in 2003, and it was supposed to be lifted and removed from that list in 2008. So I don't know if that was what actually happened, if he's still on the list, but there is a warning going out to parents who live around the stadium in Miami that Pete Townsend's coming to town, and he's had this in his past. A source told Us Weekly that Jessica Simpson was in a big business meeting with all these top executives about forming her new denim line, especially since she, had such glowing reviews for those mom jeans she got photographed in at the barbecue festival about a year ago. Anyway, she was in the meeting, and one of the top executives was speaking when someone loudly passed gas, and Tina Simpson, Jessica's mother, turned around and yelled, "Jessica!" So even if they were going to try to pretend it wasn't her or it was someone else, then no way to hide it then. People say, the source in the room says that nobody was laughing, that it was actually a very tense moment, nobody knew what to say, and that the tension in the room was about as thick as the smell. All right, the cast of Jersey Shore is still in the middle of negotiations to come back for season 2. They all decided to band together as one and say, this is what we all want to get paid, and we're not coming back until we're all paid the same. Well, we hear that 2 of the cast members have decided to cave in. They're accepting the offer of $10,000 per episode, especially once they found out that MTV was very willing to replace them with new cast members. So JWoww and Ronnie have agreed to come back next season, and now just look for the rest of the cast to fall one by one and agree to the terms over the next couple of days. That's your Showbiz Top 5 for Friday.